The internet thought it had seen every messy storyline hip-hop could throw at us. But oh no, baby, buckle up, because this latest scandal makes the Kardashians look like nuns on a church retreat. Out of nowhere, Cardi B herself just dropped a bomb so big it could have registered on the Richter scale. According to her, Chrisean Jr., the baby everyone swore belonged to Blueface, might actually be Offset's son. Yeah, Offset, Mr. Migos, Mr. Cardi B's husband. The plot twist nobody ordered, but everybody's addicted to. Think about it. 1 minute, we're vibing to WAP and watching Chrisean scream at Zeus cameras. The next, we're staring down a Maury-level scandal that could end marriages, end careers, and end friendships before the paternity test even prints. Social media is already foaming at the mouth. Memes are flying, Blueface is probably loading his Twitter fingers, and Offset? Let's just say he's got more explaining to do than a kid caught with Sharpie on the walls. The streets want answers. Did Cardi really just out her own man? Did Chrisean cheat her way into the most chaotic baby scandal of all time? Or is this another episode of Love and Hip Hop Universe Edition? Don't blink. This mess is only getting started. When Cardi B dropped her alleged bombshell, the internet didn't just react, it combusted. Twitter timelines turned into digital war zones, TikTok flooded with messy reenactments, and Instagram was basically a Maury Povich episode on loop. Cardi, queen of saying exactly what's on her mind with zero filter, allegedly shouted the unthinkable. Chrisean Jr. might not be Blueface's baby. Nope. According to Cardi, that kid might belong to none other than Offset, her own husband. The rap game didn't just gasp, it passed out. Now, let's rewind, because you can't understand why this scandal blew up unless you know the chaotic web connecting all these players. Cardi B and Offset? Hip-hop's royal circus couple? Married, cheated, reconciled, fought, flexed, broke up publicly, got back together, rinse, repeat. They are the drama equivalent of binge-worthy reality TV, except it's real life. And their headlines write themselves. Add Offset's notorious wandering eye, with receipts scattered across gossip blogs. And suddenly the idea of another scandal isn't surprising. It's expected. On the other side, you've got Chrisean Rock, the Zeus Network's chaos machine. Her and Blueface's toxic love story has been playing out like a demolition derby televised in HD. Fights, breakups, pregnancy reveals, DNA doubts, arrests, you name it. They're the couple you swear you're done watching, but the minute they show up on your timeline again, you grab popcorn. Chrisean giving birth to baby Jr. was supposed to be the one wholesome chapter in the madness. A baby to unify the chaos. But of course, this is hip-hop's messiest soap opera, so instead of unifying, the baby has become ground zero for the biggest paternity scandal since Tristan Thompson forgot what loyalty meant. So here we are, Cardi B, Offset, Chrisean Rock, Blueface, 4 names tangled in one baby bombshell that feels too outrageous to be fake. The second Cardi allegedly let the words, "It's Offset's baby," fly, fans screamed in digital unison. She really said that? Ain't no way Junior belongs to Offset. Cardi just exposed her own marriage for free? Screenshots and clips of the claim went viral within hours, turning what might have been shade into a full-blown cultural event. The reactions were instant and extreme. Team Chrisean fans defended her like their rent depended on it. Blueface, sit down, that's your son. Team Cardi fans twisted it into a flex. At least Cardi doesn't hold back. If she's calling Offset out, it must be true. And the neutral observers? They were just here for the entertainment, comparing this saga to Love and Hip Hop, Maury, and Jerry Springer all rolled into one. One viral tweet summed it up. This scandal makes the Kardashians look like accountants. Blueface, of course, became the biggest question mark. His entire online persona thrives on trolling, fighting, and exposing, so everyone braced for impact. Would he rage? Would he meme? Would he go live drunk and spill too much? Fans waited, counting the minutes like they were waiting for Drake to drop an album. Some swore he'd deny it. Others said he'd embrace it for clout, because if there's one thing Blueface knows how to do, it's flip chaos into content. And Offset? Silence, which is basically gasoline on the fire. Offset saying nothing while Cardi runs her mouth has been the pattern for years. But this time, the silence didn't feel like strategy. It felt like guilt. Fans pounced, interpreting every quiet second as confirmation. He's not even denying it. One tweet screamed, racking up likes by the thousands. The absence of denial became the loudest sound of the scandal. But here's where it gets even messier. People started pulling receipts. Old photos of Offset and Chrisean at the same events mysteriously resurfaced. Random screenshots popped up claiming Offset had been in her DMs years ago. Were they real? Were they doctored? Nobody cared. The narrative had already snowballed. TikTok detectives worked overtime, stitching videos with timelines, side-by-side pictures of Baby Jr. and Offset, even analyzing noses and chins like amateur FBI agents. "That's Offset's baby for sure," one viral TikTok claimed, circling the child's features with red markers like it was a crime board. Meanwhile, Chrisean Rock stayed quiet at first, a rare moment for the Zeus star. But her silence didn't cool things down. It made people even more suspicious. "Why's she so quiet now?" fans asked. "If it's Blueface's baby, say it loud." The vacuum of denial turned into its own scandal, fueling the drama until even casual observers believed there had to be some truth to Cardi's claim. The media circus went global. Blogs blasted headlines like "Cardi vs. Chrisean, Baby Daddy Bombshell," and "Offset dragged into new paternity scandal." YouTubers dropped exclusive breakdowns with thumbnails of crying babies, shocked faces, and giant red arrows pointing at Offset. Live streams became digital courtrooms where fans screamed theories into the void. It was less about facts and more about vibes, and the vibes said scandal. And let's not underestimate the entertainment value here. Fans weren't just horrified, they were thrilled. One viral comment captured it perfectly. "This is the crossover episode I never knew I needed." Cardi, Offset, Chrisean, and Blueface, 4 scandal machines colliding in one storyline. It was the Avengers of mess. Except instead of saving the world, they were destroying each other's reputations in front of millions. By the end of the first 48 hours, the claim had spiraled into something bigger than Cardi's words. It wasn't just about whether Offset fathered Jr., it was about betrayal, chaos, and the very foundation of trust in hip-hop relationships. Cardi may have tossed the match, but the internet built the bonfire. And now, nobody could look away. If Cardi B's bombshell was the earthquake, then the internet's reaction was the aftershock that split the entire culture down the middle. Within hours, the scandal wasn't just messy gossip. It was the main stage, the only show in town. Fans, celebrities, bloggers, even late-night comedians jumped into the arena, each tossing more gasoline on the fire until the whole industry was engulfed in flames. Twitter timelines looked like digital war zones. One side defended Cardi as the fearless truth-teller of hip-hop, the woman who will burn down her own house if it means proving a point. Cardi wouldn't lie about something this wild. If she said it, there's smoke and fire, one fan declared. Others accused her of detonating the nuclear option just to keep Offset in check. She ain't exposing the truth, she's just humiliating her man on live. Then there was the third group, the chaos merchants, who didn't care who was right or wrong. They just wanted the memes. And oh boy, did the memes deliver? One viral edit showed Maury Povich holding up Baby Jr., while Cardi screamed in the background, "Told you!" Another had Offset photoshopped into Blueface's family portraits, like he was the long-lost uncle nobody invited. TikTok birthed the Offset's Baby Challenge, where creators filmed themselves dramatically pulling off sunglasses and yelling, "That's not Blueface's baby, that's Offset's baby." The challenge went viral overnight, with teenagers, grandmas, and even wannabe rappers hopping on the trend. But while the internet laughed, the hip-hop world went dead serious. Celebrities couldn't resist weighing in. Nicki Minaj, who never misses a chance to shade Cardi, tweeted, "Couldn't be me. My man ain't everybody's baby daddy." The Barbs went feral, spinning the tweet into a full-on drag session. Meanwhile, Megan Thee Stallion, who has been careful about picking sides in the Cardi versus Nicki war, simply tweeted, "Y'all messy. Too messy." Fans debated endlessly, was Megan subtweeting Cardi? Was it about Chrisean? Or was she just sick of waking up to new scandals every morning? Blueface naturally couldn't stay quiet. He hopped on Instagram Live with that signature smirk, sipping Casamigos straight from the bottle. "That's my son. Ain't no Offset. Cardi need to mind her business," he slurred, before launching into a half rant, half freestyle about being the real daddy. Clips of his live spread like wildfire, not because anyone believed him, but because Blueface being chaotic is practically a sport now. Comment sections dragged him for filth. "Sir, you can't even pay child support, relax." Blueface defending paternity with liquor breath is the most on-brand thing ever. Offset, meanwhile, stayed quiet, which only made everything worse. Silence in Scandalland is like a neon sign flashing, "I'm guilty." Fans dissected every second of his Instagram activity. If he liked a random post, proof. If he unfollowed someone, triple proof. When he posted a vague story of himself in the studio, people swore he was recording a diss track to deny the claims. One fan wrote, Offset writing, "It's not my baby," like it's about to hit Billboard #1. The real curveball came when Chrisean finally broke her silence. Instead of clearing the air, she went live on Zeus with tears in her eyes and an attitude sharper than broken glass. "Y'all weird for even saying that. That's my son. Blueface the dad. Period," she snapped, before threatening to fight anyone who claimed otherwise. But here's the kicker. Her fiery denial didn't calm things down. If anything, it poured gasoline on the fire. Fans pointed out she never actually denied Offset specifically. She said Blueface is the dad, but she didn't say Offset wasn't. Word games, one viral tweet argued. TikTok detectives went wild, clipping her every expression, slowing down her eye rolls and captioning it like a Zapruder film. Watch the micro-expression at 0:15. She's hiding something. Meanwhile, gossip bloggers had a feast. Jason Lee from Hollywood Unlocked dropped a messy exclusive, claiming he had close sources who confirmed Cardi wasn't lying. Tasha K., Cardi's sworn enemy, jumped into the mix not to defend Cardi, but to drag everyone involved. This is what happens when birds of a feather flock together. Blueface, Chrisean, Offset, all clowns. The feud between Cardi and Tasha was reignited instantly, giving fans yet another circus to binge on. The story even crossed into mainstream pop culture. Late-night hosts cracked jokes about Offset being the busiest man in America. One comedian quipped, "Offset has so many kids, he's gonna need a tour bus just for Father's Day." Another compared the drama to Game of Thrones, saying, "We don't need HBO. Hip-hop already gave us the biggest family betrayal arc ever." But while outsiders laughed, inside the industry, whispers grew darker. Was Cardi exposing Offset as a warning shot? A messy attempt to embarrass him into loyalty? Or was she lashing out after catching him in another alleged scandal? People speculated she was pulling a scorched earth move. If her marriage was falling apart, she'd rather take everyone down with her than stay silent. It was both petty and powerful, and exactly the kind of chaos fans expect from Cardi. And then came the DNA rumors. A blog posted an exclusive claiming Offset had been asked to take a paternity test. No proof, no receipts, just vibes. But in scandal culture, vibes are enough. The rumor alone made headlines. Offset secretly taking DNA test? Blueface demands proof Jr. is his. Fans flooded comment sections with Maury memes. TikTok spliced Offset's face with Maury's classic line, "You are the father." It didn't matter that the test hadn't happened. In the court of public opinion, the results were already in. Through all this, "It's Offset's baby" stopped being a claim and became a cultural catchphrase. People used it as a clapback. Someone posted a bad take on Twitter. Reply, "It's Offset's baby." Someone lied on Instagram. Comment, "Offset's the dad." It became hip-hop's new Cash Me Outside. Absurd, viral, and impossible to ignore. By week 2, the scandal wasn't about Cardi, Offset, Blueface, or even Chrisean anymore. It was about us. The fans, the bloggers, the trolls, the culture. We turned one messy accusation into the Super Bowl of scandals, feeding off the drama until it consumed everything in its path. Cardi may have dropped the bomb, but we built the mushroom cloud. And if you thought things were messy now, just wait until the fallout hit, when the dust started to settle, or at least when Twitter finally stopped trending Offset's baby every 5 minutes. The real consequences began to reveal themselves. And trust me, the fallout wasn't just spicy, it was career-threatening, relationship-shaking, and reputation-destroying. This wasn't just a messy rumor. This was the kind of scandal that reshapes the way people see you forever. The first casualty? Blueface's pride. This man built his entire brand around trolling Chrisean, clowning her in interviews, and flexing his status as the father of her baby. But now, thanks to Cardi's loose lips, the entire internet started calling him Stepdaddy Blue. Memes flooded in showing him holding Junior, while Offset stood in the background like the real dad. One viral comment summed it up perfectly. Imagine clowning your baby mama every week just to find out the baby might not even be yours. Blueface went from self-proclaimed puppet master to potential extra in his own storyline. Next up, Chrisean's reputation. For months, fans painted her as the chaotic ride-or-die girlfriend, the Zeus Network queen of reality drama. But with this scandal, she suddenly became the alleged cheater, the woman who might have blown up her entire life with a secret hookup. People started questioning her timeline, her interviews, even her delivery room photos. Why was Offset in the picture? They joked even though he wasn't. The narrative was out of her hands. She went from fighter to suspect, and the internet loves nothing more than turning a woman into a villain overnight. But the biggest explosion landed right in Cardi and Offset's marriage. That's right. The couple that already lived on the edge of chaos found themselves dangling off the cliff. Cardi publicly claiming her husband fathered someone else's child wasn't just messy, it was nuclear. Was she joking? Was she serious? Was it revenge for something Offset did? Fans speculated endlessly. Some said she was exposing him out of anger. Others swore it was her way of flexing power. If Offset cheated, she'd make sure the world knew. Whatever the reason, it cracked open a marriage that was already one scandal away from total collapse. Offset's silence didn't help. The longer he stayed quiet, the guiltier he looked. The memes wrote themselves. Offset hiding from paternity tests, Offset ducking Cardi's wrath, Offset recording verses about family first, while fans spammed Maury memes under his posts. The man couldn't breathe without being accused of fathering half the industry. Every move became evidence. Every lyric was reanalyzed. Even old cheating rumors got recycled like leftovers reheated for a new audience. And let's not forget the fans' role in the fallout. They didn't just watch. They participated, fueling the scandal like it was their job. Hashtags turned into campaigns. Offset's baby trended so hard that even people outside hip-hop tuned in just to ask, wait, what's going on? Gossip blogs hit record numbers, YouTubers milked the drama with thumbnails of crying babies and giant arrows, and TikTokers turned into full-time private investigators. The fans weren't just bystanders, they were accomplices, gleefully dragging every player into the mud while demanding the truth. Then came the business consequences. Blueface, already controversial, found promoters canceling appearances, saying the scandal made him too toxic to touch. Cardi's brand deals took a side-eye hit. Companies don't like when your husband is trending for paternity drama. And Offset. His music releases got drowned out. Instead of people talking about his bars, they were comparing his alleged kids to Chrisean Jr. Even Zeus Network tried to capitalize, teasing specials like Chrisean DNA drama before fans dragged them for exploiting the baby. The scandal also changed public perception of loyalty in hip-hop couples. Cardi and Offset were already the poster children for chaotic love, but this put them in a league of their own. It wasn't just cheating anymore, it was paternity scandals, family betrayal, and public humiliation. Fans who once cheered Cardi for keeping it real started asking if she went too far. Exposing your man is one thing, dragging a baby into the mess is another. For some, she crossed a line. For others, she became iconic, the queen of saying the quiet part out loud. And the irony? The one person who gained clout from this circus was Baby Jr., the poor child who can't even walk yet, became the internet's most famous infant. His photos were memed, analyzed, and captioned like he was a walking scandal. Comment sections were flooded with, "He looks like Offset Far" versus, "Nah, that's Blue's twin." The world turned paternity into a spectator sport, and Junior was the unwilling mascot. By the third week, the scandal evolved into something bigger than Cardi's claim. It became a cultural moment, proof of how fast gossip can mutate into myth. Nobody cared about facts anymore. Whether Offset really fathered Junior didn't matter. The perception was locked in, and in the court of public opinion, perception is reality. For Blueface, it meant humiliation. For Chrisean, it meant suspicion. For Offset, it meant ridicule. And for Cardi, it meant cementing her status as the queen of chaos, the woman who will blow up her own marriage if it means winning the internet for 24 hours. But here's the kicker. Scandals like this don't die. They just respawn. Fans are already waiting for the next twist. A DNA test? A diss track? A Zeus special with Cardi hosting? Anything is possible in the messiest soap opera hip-hop has ever seen. And that's the true aftermath. Careers might survive, reputations might rebuild, but the internet never forgets. From now on, no matter what Blueface, Chrisean, Cardi, or Offset do, there will always be that one comment under every post. It's Offset's baby. The story doesn't end here. It just pauses, waiting for the next scandal to reload. It just pauses, waiting for the next scandal to reload. And there you have it. The scandal that had the internet shaking, screaming, and memeing all at once. Cardi B cracked open Pandora's box with 5 little words. It's Offset's baby. And suddenly the rap game turned into daytime television. Blueface humiliated. Chrisean dragged through the fire. Offset roasted like Sunday dinner. And Cardi? She sat on her throne of chaos, sipping tea while the world burned. But here's the thing. This story isn't finished. Because in hip-hop, scandals don't end, they reload. Tomorrow, it could be a leaked DNA test, a diss track from Blueface, or Offset finally breaking his silence with a bar that makes the internet implode again. The only guarantee? You'll hear it here first, because Scandal Spark doesn't just cover the news, we turn the mess into a Netflix drama. Now it's your turn. Drop your theories in the comments. Is Junior really Offset's? Did Cardi expose her own marriage for clout? Or was this just another case of hip-hop turning into the world's wildest reality show? No opinion is too messy. We want it all. And while you're down there, smash that like button like Blueface smashes Go Live. Hit subscribe like Offset hitting ignore on Cardi's calls. And turn on notifications, because you don't want to be the last one at the cookout saying, wait, what happened? This is Scandal Spark, where loyalty gets tested, reputations get roasted, and every rumor feels like a season finale. Stay locked in, because the next bombshell? Trust me, it's already loading.